What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we're here today with a review for The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is the season finale of season 6, episode 17. Very interesting they ended on 17 episodes, but that's still going to be an odd number because they're going to have a 4-part reunion, so that's still technically an odd number. Very interesting. I want to end the season with an odd number. Just me personally. I like even numbers. I really like even numbers. So, before we get into the review, you guys, well, the name of this episode is Altered State of Mind, you guys. Now, before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not yet subscribed to the channel, then I'm going to need you guys to do me a big, huge favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, turn your notifications on, share the video, and with that out of the way, without further ado, you guys, let's discuss the finale of Potomac, shall we? Alright, you guys, so I'm not going to talk about Karen first, so I'm going to talk about Hey Arnold Stewie, right? And I'm going to do a little bit of reading in this one because I got some ish to get off of my chest, because the scene with Hey Arnold Stewie and Boy Robin with the Hobbit and the Troll, as well as Juan, it irritated me, and it irritated me for a multitude of reasons, and we're going to go ahead and just start talking about it, right? So the first thing that comes to my mind is it's really interesting to see Hey Arnold Stewie, the Hobbit and the Troll, and Boy Robin and Juan on a double date, right? Because we know the sordid history between those two, right? You guys remember, Boy Robin went down to the kangaroo hut to get all up in Hey Arnold Stewie's face because, I mean, season 1, she talked about how much money was in Robin and Juan's bank account, right? She made a big thing about that. Then she kept going on about them being, Juan seeing other women, which prompted Boy Robin to go down there and get She-Hulk on her. So I was like, wow. It's interesting how, just listen and think about this, you guys. You guys have got to think about this. Hey Arnold Stewie has done a lot of stuff over the seasons, right? But no one has ever treated her the way that they treat Candace. Like, it's a big difference, right? Like I just said, she talked about her and Juan's relationship. She, even with Karen, she's come at Karen and Ray. In last week, she said she's not ageist. Girl, a lot don't care who tell you. You've made very ageist comments about Karen and about Ray over the years. So, yeah, whatever. So, when they sit down, the Hobbit and Juan, they were having their little conversation. They were talking about Dean. And then, Hey Arnold Stewie and Boy Robin, they were having their own conversation, right? So then they all start talking, right? So Boy Robin decides to ask the Hobbit, when is he going to come around the group? So that leads him to say he doesn't really know, because there are two people in the group that he doesn't like. And we all know who he's talking about. He's talking about Chris Bassett and Candace Bassett, right? Candace Dillard Bassett, right? We know that. So then it's like he started to talk. It's like he started talking down about Chris, right? The fact that he doesn't know what Chris does. Well, quiet as it's kept, we don't really know what you do these days, right? We know what you've done in the past, but we don't know what you're currently doing. So go to hell. Then he was like, and Boy Robin was like, well, he's managing Candace now, right? He's like, yeah, she told me that. She was like, how is he? He was like, how is he getting paid? She said, in love. And then he said, so is she still on her mama's payroll? And Boy Robin, I'm going to give you half of a point, right? Because in your interview with the producers, you stood up for and you said that was very elitist, right? But you should have called him out in that scene. Like, and then he was sitting there telling Juan, oh, I'm being trained. I got a trainer. He comes to my gym. Michael, at this point, I'm going to call him by his name. Michael, the only thing that I would train you to do is roll over and fetch. That's the only thing that I would teach you how to do, you sexual deviant, you predator. Oh, God. So, back to this comment about Candace's mother. Candace been on her mother's payroll, right? That just irked my spirit, right? It irked my spirit. So, this vile, disgusting, repulsive, repugnant, abhorrent, revolting, this, devilish, this man is the most despicable human being I've saw on reality, especially on a Housewives franchise. You're deplorable. You're despicable. I despise you. I detest you. Like, I loathe him. I don't hate the man, but he just irks my spirit. He grinds my gears, and that shit pissed me off. So you talking about it? She's on her mother's payroll. What about your big head ass wife that's sitting next to you? What about her? Like, I was thinking about this video last night, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't do it last night, because last night it really triggered me, right? Because you got this old ugly ass Rumpelstiltskin skin looking ass man talking about a white man talking about a black woman. Like, what's so bad about Candace's mother paying for anything for her? If her mother has the money and the money to do it, do it. Hell, if it was me, I'd be like, girl, pay for whatever you want. But your wife over here, you had to go get a young wife for companionship, love, and really and truly the thing that she was in it for. And I'm not hating this, right? But she was in it for the money, not for the love. Like, she wants baby number 3 with you. She already wants baby number 3. You already had to give her 2 babies. You didn't want to give her even 1. But she got you by the purse straps right about now. Got you by the purse straps. Like, he pissed me off, man. Like, that shit really worked my nerves. Like, you sitting here talking about this black woman. You are sitting here talking about this black woman. Like, here's my thing. You paying for what is Sheila gonna give Ashley? A tent? Like, go to hell, Michael. For real, you can go to hell. Like, that comment just pissed me off. That was the comment that pissed me off. I didn't really care about him coming at Chris. I mean, it was wrong, but it was the fact that he talked about Candace and she's still on her mother's payroll. I'd rather be on her payroll than yours and on your penis. So, yeah. Hello, Ashley. Like, really? Piece of shit. He is just the most vile, reprehensible. He's just so repulsive. He just makes my skin crawl. Whew. So then they talk about Boy Robin and Juan having kids. I'm gonna sum it up for you. Boy Robin and Juan, they're not getting married, and I don't see them having any kids. So let's move on. Alright, you guys, so let's talk about Candace right quick. So the next 2 people that I'll talk about, which is Candace and Robin, it ain't much with them. So Candace, congratulations go out to Candace, right? Congratulations to her. So Candace is, which I already knew this, right? Well, yeah, I knew this because I follow her on Instagram, right? So she had already talked about this stuff. And she talked about it on the show that she was, looking at E1. Which, see, E1, I know, is part of, like, Hasbro. And another production company. But hey, congratulations to Candace. So Candace is actually signing with E1. So she lets us know that she was introduced to E1 through her co-writer, right? And again, congratulations to her. If you guys haven't checked out Candace's album Deep Space, definitely go give it a listen. It's a good album, you guys. I wouldn't tell you that it's a good album if it wasn't. And this is not because I like Candace. I really do think that the album is really good. Like, I think the album is really good. Because if it wasn't good, I would tell you guys. Because I'll tell you guys a person's single from a housewife that you guys know I'm a big fan of, but I can't stand that song that she made, Portia Williams. That Flatline song that Portia made years ago, hated it. It was terrible. I listened to that song one time and never again. I'm like, this is the worst. I mean, well, it's not worse than Kim's Osiak, but it wasn't good. So yeah, go check it out, right? So they're talking about, her how many singles they can release off the project. They're talking about the music videos that she shot too. She shot Drive Back. Actually, she just did a song. I know she was promoting it last week. I think it premiered on BET Soul. She just premiered. She just did a song with RL. I believe that was RL. She did a song with. Did she do a song with RL? I think so. Go. I know she just. I know she was promoting a new single that she just made a video for. So go over to Candace's Instagram. I don't follow Candace on Twitter, so I don't know what Candace is like on Twitter. I've never been one to follow her on Twitter because I don't really follow a lot. I don't actually at this point. I don't follow too many people. But even when my following was bigger, I never really followed the Housewives. I think on my first Twitter, the only housewife that I followed. No, I didn't even follow Portia. I follow all the housewives on Instagram because I can see their pictures, and if they put a long ass post, I can just look at the picture, like it, move on. But yeah, they talk about her, promoting her album. They talk about social media, and people always talk about Candace is a menace on social media. What housewife isn't? Tell me what housewife is not a menace on social media? Kelly. What's her last name? Kelly Leventhal. At this point, that's her new last name. But Kelly from Orange County, a nightmare on social media. Brandi Glanville, a nightmare on social. Brandi Glanville is the worst of all of them. Like, have you guys ever saw Brandi Glanville tweets? So yeah, y'all talking about Candace. Go look at that trash box Brandi Glanville's tweets and tell me who's worse. Exactly. I really want y'all to go back and look at some of Brandi's past tweets. Brandi is disgusting, but you guys know I don't like Brandi. Man, that's gonna be hard for me because I was just thinking about Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 2, right? Because you guys know that they filmed that. And they got Eva on there as well as Brandi and Phaedra. That's probably gonna be a season that I'm not gonna watch because those are 3 people that I don't like in the Housewives franchise. Let's say that. I don't like Brandi Glanville, period. Eva, I just didn't like her on Atlanta. I like people to be shady, but remember your shade, baby, and step in. And Phaedra, she's just a pathological liar, and I can't rock with that. Shall we move on? All right, guys, and last, before we get to the main event of the episode, Boy Robin. Even in my notes, I said, do we want to discuss the scene? Because it was pretty much a throwaway scene for me. Because it really, really, really wasn't a whole lot. So this scene with Boy Robin and Juan it really was just a continuation of the conversation that they had when they were at dinner with the Hobbit and Hey Arnold Stewie, right? So that's why I was like, do we want to discuss this? But let's go ahead and discuss it. So we see Boy Robin, and she's at her warehouse, right, for her hats. Congratulations to her, right? I'm not gonna hate on nobody. I'm not gonna hate on anybody when it comes to business, right? Congratulations. I just really didn't think that them hats were selling out like that. But so I've heard people have bought those hats. So congratulations go out to Boy Robin, right? So I put in my notes, I really don't care. Sorry, bestie. So you guys know that my best friend, I told you guys that my best friend likes Robin. Yeah, it just ain't for me. Robin is just not my cup of tea. You know what? When I was thinking about it with Robin, because me and my best friend actually talked about this, right? It's not that I don't like Robin, right? It's Gizelle. That's really where my issue comes in with Robin. It's Gizelle. Robin is the type that will be okay. Robin is the type that's okay with if your friend does something that you don't agree with, you still ride hard for your friend. I can't do that. And I think that's what my real issue is with Boy Robin. It's not because, other than that, I mean, she has no storyline and she doesn't really bring a lot to the show for me, especially this season, right? But I don't have no issues with her. I just don't like the way she rides for and goes up for Gizelle. And I wish that when Gizelle gets into her arguments, that Boy Robin wouldn't chime in. That's my only grievance and gripe with Boy Robin. Literally, that is my only grievance and gripe. So Boy Robin is talking to Juan, and she's telling Juan about how, if they want another baby, that things are going to have to be a lot different than what they were 13 years ago when she had the boys, right? And I think because Juan got upset, right? Because he's thinking that it's making him look like he a dickhead and that he was a deadbeat dad. But I kind of actually understand what she was saying, right? What she was saying was that she wants him to be more hands-on with the kids. But what I think the difference, well, actually, it's a big difference, but it kind of could still be the same, right? She wants him to be hands-on, and what she meant was, when he was in the NBA, he was in the NBA and probably on the road a lot, right? And she was left with the kids. But now that he's a coach, it could kind of still be the same thing because he's a coach and he's on the road. So yeah, I got where she actually got where she was coming from. But he got upset with her and left. But I'm like, and listen to me defending her. But I actually got where she was coming from, surprisingly. Let's move on and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. Lastly, let's talk about Karen's wedding. Um, it was cute. I really thought it was cute. Now, the outside of that venue, I'm like, girl, this really does look like an industrial warehouse. Like, even when Candy had her wedding, because you guys remember where Candy got married at, and she decorated it so well. Baby Karen said, "Fuck this outside. Come inside and see, the winter wonder." Because it really did look kind of like a winter wonderland, just a little bit, right? So, I will say one thing this season. I have really enjoyed Ray. Ray been showing out all season long, right? So Karen and Ray, they're talking to her wedding planner, right? So Karen is telling them that they're going to have to, instead of Raven and Brandon walking her down the aisle, it'll just be Brandon because Raven, unfortunately, won't be able to make it to the wedding because they believe she had a kidney stone, right? Now, here's my one little grievance with Karen. You guys know I am a big fan of Karen Huger, right? You guys know I loves me some Karen. But Karen, I really need us to stop I really need you to stop with this whole shade against Robin and Gizelle and their relationships or lack thereof, right? If Gizelle doesn't want to be in a relationship with nobody, that's perfectly fine. That's on her. If Robin and Juan like what they got going on, that's fine with them as well. And you and Ray been together 25 years. That's cool. That's good for you guys. So what works for you may not work for other people. So I really want Karen to stop with that shade because it's not funny anymore. Robin and Gizelle, they could take a little lesson from me when it comes to, Raymond and I, we've been together for 25 years. Okay, Karen. I love you. Love you dearly, boo. Well, we got to stop that shit, right? So, we've already talked about the warehouse, how I wish they'd done something to the outside, but it is what it is. If you guys watch Real Housewives of New York, did you guys notice Brashawn was there? I'm like, girl, you a social climber. Okay, Brashawn, I ain't hating on you. Girl, get your little cameos in wherever you can, because we don't know what the state of season 14 of Beverly Hills is, and we don't know what the state of season 14 of New York is looking like. The season, I think, New York and Atlanta, they are on this same wavelength. I think it's really all the housewives, if you think about it, right? All housewives have been postponed. Only housewife that I know, even actually no, scratch that, OC had been postponed, right? OC was postponed, and they finally did film OC. OC was only show right now, only Housewives franchise that I know of that currently is filming on schedule, Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is back to filming. But OC was behind on filming. Atlanta is behind on filming, and New York, we don't know what the hell is going on over there in the NYC. And you guys know that Dallas is on the hiatus. They didn't. So people keep saying they canceled Dallas. They haven't officially canceled Dallas. They just don't have any plans going forward with Dallas. I think, and I think this is what they really are doing. Because if you just take a look right, I think they're trying to build content for Peacock, because the Real Housewives of Miami, that premieres in December, which I'm going to review it. That is, if they put the episodes up weekly, we got it. Even if they don't, I'll still figure out a way to review. It and the Ultimate Girls Trip. So what I think they're trying to do is they're trying to create some original content for Peacock, and I feel like they may take some housewife shows from Bravo that may not have the best ratings and put them over there. And unfortunately, I think Salt Lake City is also probably going to be one of those shows, right? because Salt Lake City also has the same numbers that the Real Housewives of Dallas had. But they've had those. Salt Lake City has the same amount of numbers as Dallas. But yeah. But that's that. And so everybody shows up to the wedding. Giselle, I was gonna her wig. Was her wig too? Her wig. First of all, it looked ill-fitted. Number two, it looked like it was two different colors. I was like, girl, what color is that wig? Because I was just looking at that wig. Those stairs, absolutely not, Karen. I would have been like, girl, you have to go. Excuse me, by the way, you have to go upstairs to go to the bar. Baby, I would have never went to the bar. So Giselle was at the point of this, at the time of filming, she was dating a commentator. She said he was younger than her. I think she said about 33, 34 years old. And, you know, the producer Nora kept asking her about him. She says, Nora, that ain't none of your business, right? So I will say Karen's dress, it looked really beautiful. That train was long as hell. Let me take a swig of this because I got to talk about the devil in disguise, the hobbit, the troll, and the goblin, and the ghoul again. And I also want to address some tweets that I saw last night in regards to Candace and her comment about him. So, the devil showed up. I just want to gouge my eyes out. I can't. Bravo, Andy, whoever. I'm asking you guys, I'm begging and pleading with you guys. Either reduce Ashley to a friend of the show, or I'm not even gonna say fire Ashley, right? I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to take away nobody's paycheck, right? Just reduce her role so that way we don't have to see him. Reduce her, upgrade a scholar. I want a scholar as a full-time housewife. I know a lot of people might not, but I don't care. That's my opinion. I want a scholar as a housewife next season. We can reduce Robin. We can reduce and Ashley. They can be friends of, and we can have a scholar as a full-time housewife, and we can bring on a new woman, and we can bring on a new person. Child, I could actually do without Mia. But you know what? Mia in the last few episodes has not bothered me. So, I'm gonna go right on ahead and get into this conversation about Michael, right? So, Juan wants for Michael and Chris to have a conversation, right? Michael has this huge issue about the fact that Chris, not even Chris, it's Candace. Chris has never said anything about Ashley. Chris has never come at Ashley. Chris has come at you at reunions and last season's finale. So Chris ain't never said shit about Ashley. But here's my thing. It's really the hypocrisy for me, right? It is the hypocrisy for me. Because if we go back to season Karen and Ashley had gone at it for seasons. The only season that Karen and Ashley have not gone at it was this season and season 5. But season 4, season 3, season 2, and season 1, they went at it. Michael always inserted himself in their drama, right? Ray has come at Michael at a reunion. Ray has come at Michael at a finale. Ray actually came at Michael the same way that Chris did. Only difference was Ray didn't put his hands on push Michael. But Ray has come at you the same way. But you ain't never said nothing. And Ray is older, but you know what? Like, I think Michael knows who to try and who not to try. But you talking about people coming at your wife, but your wife has come at so many different people. So pot meet kettle. So I guess they resolved their issues somehow, some way, right? It wouldn't have been me. Candace got upset, and I don't blame her. She was like, it's the white privilege for me, right? Because Robin was like Michael, you can't sit here and play like you haven't done anything. What have I done? And that's why Candace said the white privilege. And then I saw on social media, some of y'all, I get it. Not everybody's gonna like Candace. I'm not saying, and you guys know I'm not gonna sit here and advocate and say that you guys have to like Candace, but you guys get out of the fact that you just do not like this girl. For what reason? I have absolutely no idea. I don't get how y'all can hate somebody through a TV screen. That takes a lot. You guys realize that hating someone takes a lot of energy away from you, right? It takes a lot of energy away from you. And then you're giving someone that you don't even know the power over, that's power. They have power over you. You guys do realize that. Like I had to do that to myself, right? My biological mother and I don't hate her. She thinks I hate her, but I don't hate her. But I have had, over the years, I had some strong resentment for her. And I was like, and I had the conversation with myself. I'm like, why? Why am I putting so much energy into this? I'm like, it's not hurting her. It's hurting me. So I just let the shit go, right? I love her from afar, and I don't dwell on stuff anymore, right? So some of y'all just stop the hatred for Candace. One, you don't know the girl, so she ain't done nothing to you personally. She may have come at your fave. That's okay. Let that go. Your fave is not on the show no more. Move on with your life. So there were people saying, but your husband is white, so that's white privilege too. Wrong. Not the white. It is. Chris does have white privilege. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. But he doesn't have the white privilege that Michael has, right? You guys keep forgetting. I don't know if you guys have selective amnesia or what, right? Michael has sexually assaulted cameramen and producers. And he's still able to come on set. And I'm pretty positive the production company behind this show, they're black people. So he can grab a cameraman's ass. It's okay for him to grab that cameraman's ass. I don't give a damn if the man's ass was fat, jiggly, whatever. You didn't have the right to grab his ass. If the man said, don't touch me, listen to what he says and don't do it. So that's the white privilege that she's talking about, because he does stuff and he pretends as if he doesn't know what he's done. But I ain't got nothing else. I don't want to talk about that no more. We're going to move on. Actually, we're done. But I got to say one thing, and this is to Candace. Candace. I defend you a lot, right? I have no problem defending you, and I have no problem saying when you are dead ass wrong. The way that you talk to Chris, you demean that man. You demean him, you humiliate him, and you kind of emasculate him. It's the way that you talk to him. I just don't get how. Chris is better than me, because I would have left Candace. I'm sorry, you guys. I probably would have left, because I'm not gonna sit there and you're not gonna talk down to me like that. That'd be the problem that I have with Candace. That's really what it is. The way she talks to him, I just do not like that. But that's review, guys. I know this is a long ass video. It might not be that long, but I know it's a lengthy one. But let's move on to Salt Lake City. So like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified and when I drop anything else. Share the video, and until the next one, stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.